Good morning, fellow fish tubers. And here we are, next day. Our new fishies. I've just fed them. There's bloodworms on the ground. Little guy is eating like a champ, which is nice to see because these eels can be kind of like the discus when you get them home. They can basically just not eat. And like a discus, they can starve themselves to death because they just don't adapt to their new environment very well. But this little guy seems to really, oh, look at that, he's just after those bloodworms. He's got vigor. So I'm very pleased to see this. Ely did not eat this quickly when I got. Ely had a hard time traveling here. And this one's bounced back, no problem. It's out, it's eating. It's doing what it should. Ely's out and eating as well. He's over here somewhere behind that. He's been eating up some bloodworms too. And let's find our electric blues. Make sure they survive the night. There's always a chance Ely could have tried to kill them. But I think the way it works with these eels is, the general rule of fish keeping, or of fish eating, sorry, is if it can fit in their mouths, they'll eat it. So the only thing that might fit in Ely's mouth is a neon, and he'd probably be hard pressed to actually get it in there. So small fish like nanofish and neons would be a snack, but you can see him doing his little look for bloodworms deal. Ely does not seem to mind the new eel at all. There hasn't been any sort of he's gone up and looked at him. As you might see, he's going to do right here. You can give him a little inspection, but there's no, he doesn't care. No F's given, which is good. They should be, the new eel will be a little bit longer than Ely. Ely's probably at least 8 inches long. Normally both these species of eel, when I look them up, most people only get them up to about 6 inch. The yellow-tailed one has been known to get as big as 12 inches, but that's typically in the wild. So it probably end up at the end of the day an inch or two bigger than we see Ely right now, which will be perfect. And they're both spiny eels, so they're fairly compatible. The yellow one might get a little more territorial as time goes on, but like I said, when you look these things up, they get a bad rap. I think aggression with these guys, the aggression that's been noted, or the territorial stuff, they need really good tank conditions, just like a discus. So that's why they're great for a discus tank, as well as the rams. The rams have the same problem, so they're great for a discus tank because they all those three fish need the same high quality conditions. And because he's in high quality conditions, when you read up on these fish, they'll say both like all spiny eels will hide all day long and only come out at night. My spiny eels come out all day long. They're out in the morning. They do rest. They'll go off in the afternoon and have a little nap when the lights are at the brightest. But if I put food in the tank, they're out. Ely's out, and I expect this one will be too, because he's behaving just like Ely in a day. Most people will say it takes weeks for them to acclimate, but again, Um, Fish get aggressive when their water's not right. When their water's right and they're well fed. Oh, there we go. There's two of the electric blue rams. All three of them. So they've made it through the night. They're looking good. Let's have some look at their fin quality. Make sure that's intact. It's looking pretty nice. Not seeing anything bad on their scales. Solid fish. Really hope I at least have a boy and a girl in there. They're too young to tell. The guy at the fish stop, the person at the fish stop did their best for me, and I have all respect for that individual. He's, very good at doing their job, and I always go to that individual when I have questions, and she's very straight with me about what's going on with stuff. So yeah, just trying to be as polite as I can there, but very, very good at their job, and that's what counts. Look at that. I'm so happy to see this eel out and basically behaving just like eely. There's no conflict. They're supposed to be territorial. Now this might, again, the yellow one's supposed to be a little more territorial than the other one, but it's a baby and they'll get to know each other and everything should be fine. From what I've seen nothing but peaceful fish out of ely, and it's supposed to be a little kill all your small fish at night and that eel's fully grown, so there's nothing's going to change there. So we're going to see what happens with this one. I think it's going to be much the same. Very, very cool fish. I couldn't get these when I was young. These are also a new experience to me, and I'm happy to have them. As happy as having the discus, to be honest. They're so cool. And I'm definitely happy to have my blue rams, my electric blue rams. They're still babies too, so they'll probably double their size. And they only get to be about 2 inch, maybe 1.5 inches right now. So not quite double, but they'll bulk up too. And I can't wait to see them color up. It's going to be gorgeous. It's going to be gorgeous. They should do well in here. Not really concerned. If ely was going to kill them, they'd be dead already. Ely wouldn't even kill neons. I've had ely with small tetra, no problem. I do think ely killed my Amano shrimp though. And I'm okay with that. Well, I hope having a friend brightens up Ely's day, and our new eel needs a name. Now this white on Ely is not a problem. It's actually just coloration, and he shows white spots, and then other times they're gone. It's just part of their pattern, and they show little white dots like that sometimes on their pattern. This one had one last night that you can't see right now, and like an hour from now you won't see that, so pay no mind to those. Are not any sort of negative blemish. Sometimes they look really dark. This guy will look really dark, the stripes on it, the bands, that's why they call it a half-banded spiny eel. Sometimes people confuse them with a tire track eel. And another name for both of these eels is they'll call them zigzag eels. Spiny eels are often referred to as zigzag eels, but there's several different kinds of spiny eels, so referring to them as a zigzag eel is not specific enough, I guess you could say. It'd just be like calling them both spiny eels when they're two different types. Not sure if these can interbreed. Some documentation says it's possible, but unlikely. It's probably unlikely. Getting these eels to breed in a tank is I don't know. I don't think people can get these to breed very easily. Not a lot out there on the subject. Someone must be breeding them though, unless they're all wild caught. That could be what's going on. So there's the new fishies for now. Well, let's go have a look at the dirted tank. There's the dirted tank over on the rack. It's been running a couple weeks now. It's very clear. Things have cleared up real nice. It took a while, but they got there. Some of the plants didn't make it, some of the plants did. So I was just letting them rot. I was just letting everything, Mother Nature, just break everything down. I'll run this tank for a couple more weeks, and then we'll start putting some fishies in. I think I'm going to run this as a nano fish tank. Shrimps and small fish. And then I'll just heavily stock it. Because that's what I like to do. Make it look all nice and pretty. So that'll be our video for today. Thank you so much for watching. And stay tuned. More to come.